So the next thing we're going to get into is lateral movement, okay? So this is a shooting, moving, then shooting, all right? So it's going to be pretty similar in concept to what you did yesterday with the serpentine drill, right? Where you're shooting 5 rounds, moving, shooting 5 rounds, moving, shooting again, right? Similar thing this time, instead of an advancing movement though, we're going to be doing a lateral movement, so side to side, left to right to left. Some things that don't change about lateral movement, okay? Number one, I still want to cheat that position. So I want to leave early, all right? Number two, coming into position, I want to arrive with the gun mounted and up in front of my face, right? Arrive into position with the gun aimed on target so that you don't have to do it, right? Yesterday we also worked on presentations, right? It takes time to get the gun from here to here, correct? So if I'm moving and I can start with the gun aimed, then that's just taking that much time off of the overall time from shot to shot, right? Leaving early. What do I mean by leaving early? What we're going to do is we're essentially going to shoot 2 rounds here at this target, move across, cross the fault line, and shoot 2 more, okay? And this will be dry here. What I'm looking for is, do you think, just like with target transitions, we fire once, right? We fire twice, and as the dot lifts, our eyes are gone, they're looking to the next thing, and we're moving on, right? We're doing the next thing. Kind of a similar thing here. We want to move on to the next step and get that going. So if I'm going to draw and fire 2 shots, bang, bang, okay, what's the next motion or movement that needs to happen? What do you guys think?
Eyes.
Eyes where?
Next target.
Next target, okay. So I can go 1, 2, eyes to the next target, and then what needs to happen?
We need to start taking off.
Which way?
To the right.
To there, to there?
To there.
Okay, so I need to go there, right? So maybe I look there first, right? Yeah. Exactly, right? So it's going to be 1, 2, and I start taking off. As that second shot breaks, my eyes turn, they look where I'm going, all right? I'm going to run this way, looking where I'm going, and like you said, about the time I almost get there, my eyes are going to change focus from where I'm looking to what I want to shoot, right? Because the shooting thing is coming next. So I'm looking here, I now understand where in space that fault line is, all right? And now I can start looking at the target. And as I get close here, right, I'm decelerating, taking smaller steps in order to slow down, and I'm presenting the gun onto target. I step across this fault line, and as soon as this left foot lifts, bang, bang, I'm shooting again, okay? So what that looks like at like a half speed, right, is as I take off across this space, right, the first is I want to run as fast as I can. All right, so I want to get moving. But then as I get close, I need to decelerate because we want to land in a stable shooting position, right? So I need to decelerate. What's a good way to decelerate when we're running?
Smaller steps.
Yep, stomp steps, smaller steps, stutter steps, chop steps, whatever you want to call it, right? Where do you think I need to start applying the brakes?
At the red.
At the red? Oh, that little tiny red mark?
Maybe a little
Yeah,
before.
maybe a little before, right? We're all like full-grown adults, right? So taking big strides, I'm only going to get maybe 3 full steps before I need to start braking, right? So accelerate, maybe 60, 70%, and then start slowing it down. All right, here's what that's going to look like. Just dry. All right? It'll be bang, 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 right? Small steps. I'll go back the other way. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. All right, what do we notice about my shooting position as I stopped right here? Okay. So maybe I could be wider. All right. So how could I get wider coming into here? So here's where we get really technical with footwork, right? I don't expect you guys all to master this, right? But this is something that would be good to figure out. If I'm coming this direction and I'm going to step across, right, what I want to do is I want to plant, so if I'm moving right to left, my right leg, let's call that the leading leg, or I'm sorry, left leg, leading leg, right leg, trailing leg, all right? So I want to plant my trailing leg outside of the box. Okay, so I come in hard, I take this right foot, step it near the box, toe oriented towards the target. That's going to start opening my hips up, right? And as it opens my hips up, I can step wide across and then just let that foot fall into place, okay? If I step across wide, I should be able to start shooting as soon as that trailing leg picks up off the ground, right? So coming in, planting the trailing leg close, bang, right? Get that thing going. All right, same thing going back the other way. Things that we want to avoid, right? We want to avoid drop stepping out of position, okay? So drop stepping is compensating for a bad shooting position or a bad running position by changing my footwork before I go. It's taking a step in the opposite direction to go forward. So taking a step back to go forward or taking a step left to go right, okay? That just costs me time. So if I start like this and I drop step out of position, right, what does it do? It loads my weight and allows me to take off in a more athletic start position. But the problem is I had to get into that start position to begin with. So what should I do to change that? Start shooting in that position, right? So if I want to start nice and wide, kind of like this, then I'm going to start with my feet apart like this, right? And I might even start with my right toe pointing in the direction of travel. So set up my feet correctly. Bang, bang. I'm going to take off like that, right? As I come in hot, plant, step across, bang, bang. All right? Last part of this. What good does it do me to stand up at the end? What harm is there in doing that?
Waste time.
Waste time, right? And what else?
Changes the dot position.
Exactly right. So if I'm running and I'm running low and I start getting my dot on target nice and early, right? I'm in the center of the A zone, I step across, and then I stand up. I've got to be very conscious about bringing the gun down as I get tall, right? So if we enter a position low, I want to stay low. Okay? You guys want to see a demo of this?
Yeah.
All right. All right. You guys all have eyes and ears?
Stand by. .503 with a movement split of 342.
All right. 503, movement split 342. Things that I did that I should change, what were they?
Drop step.
Drop step. Stood up at the end, right? How was the movement? All right? It was all right, right? So really, we're narrowing down to the exit and the entry, really, right? Cool. All right, let's try to do it again and see if we can be just a touch more efficient this time.
Are you ready? Stand by. Overall, the movement split of 213.
213. What was the movement split before that?
You would add
380?
302.
302. So almost 0.8 seconds savings there. Did it look drastically different in terms of speed? No, not really, right? All right, going back the other way.
Stand by.
Last shot was a little high.
447, movement split of 242.
All right, so I'm a little faster going left to right because I'm not presenting the gun kind of to my offside. But that's the general gist of it, okay? You don't have to be sprinting for your life, okay? But you do have to be efficient, okay? So even moving at a pace that is really comfortable will honestly a lot of times beat the guy who is sprinting and really inefficient about his exits and entries. Make sense? Cool. We're going to run this dry, and then we'll do some live runs of this. We'll probably have to do it one at a time and get you guys all some good reps doing this, okay? Sweet.
All right, who's first?